Welcome back to another episode of the Cruising Kiwis, brought to you from the squally Indian Ocean. We still have at least 6 or 7 days of sailing to reach our destination, Victoria, the capital of the Seychelles. The first days of our sail were punctuated with squalls, which exposed a significant leak in Ivan's window.
So that window was not stopping the waves coming in.
And shredded our Genoa.
And I love that Genoa. If someone said, what's your favourite sail? I would say the Genoa, because it's the most versatile sail in our loft. Because it's good for everything. Headwinds, tailwinds, side winds, of every range of wind. Man, that's a big loss.
Losing the use of our Genoa has had a substantial effect on our boat speed. It also had the potential to destabilise Bob, the autohelm, as the Genoa balances the trim, easing the load on the rudders. However, with winds under 25 knots, Bob, who has a tendency for manic oversteering, has continued to perform.
Now I know some boats don't sail very well with just the main because you don't have the force of the Genoa to help keep the boat straight, or keep the boat balanced actually. But this boat seems to sail really well. Well, surprisingly well. It's not great, but it doesn't tend to turn up. Bob, the autohelm, can handle the imbalance that's caused by not having the Genoa up. In fact, we've been sailing, 60 degrees, 50 degrees, 45 degrees with no problem.
We have no Code Zero or other replacement for the Genoa except our 2 asymmetrical spinnakers, Nigel and Rolly. Having dropped behind the buddy boats we left with and no longer within VHF contact, we dusted off Nigel, a slightly more substantial spinnaker, hoping he could handle sailing at 70 degrees off the wind.
The reason we're using Nigel and not Rolly is because Nigel's a heavier duty sail, so if it does gust up, it can handle it while we get out, have to drop it in the interim. I'd rather not blow Rolly out.
Rolly's easier to get down in a big wind.
True. Well, this is going gangbusters. So we put Nigel up. We're doing 7, 8, 9 knots. And we started when we put up, we've had the parent wind was 14, 13, 14, 15 knots. Now it's gone up to 16, 17, 18, even 19 knots. So I'm thinking it's risky. We're doing good speed. I mean, look, we've done this sort of speed with the mainsail and the Genoa up. So you could argue it's the same load. It must be. I mean, it's not like it's taking it to 12 knots of speed. So part of me says that's okay. And part of me, that's back down to 15 knots apparent, which I'm pretty comfortable with. But when it bursts up to 18, 19 knots apparent, that concerns me.
You just don't need a gust.
Yeah, the gust.
To take out.
It's looking very steady out there, but it is increasing slightly. I think we might have to be conservative though. Oh, it just went to 20 knots. But look at I don't want to do this. We need to drop it in.
I know, but you need to.
Oh.
It's unfortunate because we were going so beautifully.
8, 9 knots off.
I know, after our 2 to 4 last night.
You know what?
No, Robert.
No.
When it's the right time, it's the right time.
What do you think, Declan?
Yeah,
it just looks so...
Yeah,
put the
you...
main up. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. You didn't do it.
No, if it blew out, you would be annoyed with yourself.
Yeah. Okay, hang it.
The old school way! The problem there was that we were sailing on 70 degrees. So Rob just turned downwind to take the wind out of the sail. And
we just travelled further in that half an hour than we did all night.
Exactly.
Well, let's go get the main
This is why it's so frustrating. Now, are you thinking you took the other sail down at the right time?
We took it down at exactly the right time. Yeah. Because like within 10 minutes, it's picked up another 5 knots.
Yeah, the sea's completely changed.
Yeah, we're getting a bit of swell in that. So no, bang on. And look, we're doing 6, 7 knots. Great. You're going a little bit further south for your H.
Rob and I have been having a slight discussion, let's call, maybe even disagreement, because we were told get down to 5 degrees south to pick up the southeasterly winds. And we've been moving for the last, I don't know, day and a half probably, west-southwest, not southwest or not even south. And I just think we are moving too slowly to that position. I feel if we go south and get to that, then we'll go faster from there. Actually right now we're going really good pace, so who knows, but I believe it might actually be slightly better weather there. Maybe not, the whole place looks so frigging grey. It's difficult to know that there is sunshine anymore. I forget what sunshine looks like.
Yeah, I mean we've made excellent progress south already, and we are below 4 degrees, we're near 5 degrees south. In fact, we must be very close to 5 degrees south.
No, we're not. If you look at yesterday's marker, we hardly went south yesterday. We went a lot west. Yeah,
we went along west, yeah we did. But it really depends on the systems that are coming through, and the grids are showing that, well, it's actually showing what we got now. So yeah, where we are seems to be okay. But oh, it's exciting. I mean, it's very interesting, isn't it? This whole thing where, like, it's a chess game in some ways. Now, especially without the Genoa, we have to really think about all our manoeuvres, and you know, there's so many variables: the weather, our position on the planet, and the sail setup, our sails.
Or lack of sails.
Lack of sails, lack of choice now.
And just like that, the wind drops out. I'm going to put up the spinnaker. They're putting Nigel back out, but they're going to keep the sail out too, the main. Honestly, the amount of sail changes needed on this passage. The wind is 9.9. So, up goes Nigel. 5 minutes have passed, so it's time to take that one down. It's unbelievable. Honestly, sail goes out, sail comes in. Sail goes out, sail comes in. You gotta laugh, otherwise you cry. Honestly, it's just crazy. And the engines are back on. Declan didn't even bother taking off his wet clothes because he knew it wouldn't be long before he'd be out there again. But actually,
it's actually not raining right at this moment. I think I can see some rain on the horizon. I don't know, it's all just grey, it's hard to tell. You can't tell where the clouds are.
Hold! There must be time for a sail change. Look at them go!
Yes, and we have lifted our speed by half a knot, I reckon.
We're steaming towards our destination.
Oh yeah. We went full main?
No, but you know why we can't go to full main? Because one of the battens has come out of the car.
Oh, that makes sense.
It couldn't be more normal than to have something else go wrong. One of the battens, whoops, has come out of its car. So we can't actually put the full main up now. We can only go to the first reef. We can't screw it back in because it's lost its thread. So that is another thing that needs to be changed. It's all happening at once. Why does that happen? One thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. You're going pretty fast, Ive. You're going to go for a swim?
I was going to stay off the back.
Stay off. We've already done one man overboard today. Why not? With one bucket overboard. Off he goes! Woohoo!
Oh my god!
Too fast? Is that fast?
Pretty quick, yeah. We did it though. We got it done. We got her done.
Now a little bit of a wash.
Yeah. Is that fresh water?
I believe it might be.
Yeah, it is.
Woo! Cold? Yeah. It's a lot cooler today, isn't it? And that sun isn't out. Oh! There's the guns. One more time.
Oh!
Looking good.
I have the one.
I'll leave you to your ablutions.
Gotta get our stuff back.
Friends of ours, when we were in Rebecca Island, mentioned salt water, ocean salt water, clean salt water, to use to boil spuds, potatoes, Murphy's. They self-salt themselves the perfect amount apparently, so we're going to do that. And the spinnaker is okay. Hey, what's Mocha doing, Ive?
Oh my goodness.
There she goes.
She'll
be fine. Oh, she might slide up onto the
You
trampoline.
can smell the boobies from last night.
Oh, yes. Oh, Rachel. She's right. She cooked you there. She cooked you off there. There's not much you can do though, Rach. Yeah, she cooked off the edge there. That's precarious where she is now. Oh, just a bit, man. Oh, jeez, man. Oh my goodness, what's that? Yeah. Yeah, good call. Come back. Come on back. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl, Mocha. Mother to the rescue. Mama. Declan, the spuds.
Alright, yeah, these are good.
Really? Rachel, any more? Feedback? Oh, windy. Windy. Cool.
Very salty, but
Yeah.
I reckon good.
very tasty.
Yeah, you like them.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
There you go. There the boys. Topping up as we sail along.
As you can probably hear, the main is getting flogged around the place right now. We still have a bit of a swell going with us. Well, not going with us, it's kind of coming side on, but yeah. Bursting the Genoa really slowed us down a bunch. So much so that the people that we left Maldives with are going to be arriving in Seychelles in 1 to 2 days, whereas we'll be another 5, 6. This is also one of my last night shifts for quite a while. I'm going to be leaving the boat pretty soon and heading over to Australia for quite some time, I think. I'm going to be doing a little bit of studying, a little bit of working, and kind of just getting a taste of independent life, I guess, sort of. But yeah. I'm gonna miss the boat. I'm gonna miss everyone. I'm gonna miss Mocha. And yeah, I'll be back though. I'll be back.
The last few nights we've seen quite a number of fads. There certainly have been 1 or 2 bigger lights lit up on the horizon beside us. There have been boats, probably 3 or 4, maybe 5, but there have been lots of lights with fads on them, or fads with lights on them. These guys are putting nets out that are several miles long, because we see them, one there, one another mile or so up that way, and 10, possibly 15, 20 miles long, these nets, but they're submerged, I guess minimum 5 meters deep, because shipping's going to go across them and we're going over them. Of course they decimate the fish life. Everything gets caught into them, including turtles. You may recall we released some turtles on our passage from Thailand to the Maldives. That was fantastic, but it did make us wonder how many get missed, and I'm sure these guys see quite a number of marine life that they don't intend to catch, but they do. This thing has just turned and started making a beeline for us. So Let's see what their intentions are. This is our first fishing vessel, or first vessel that's approached us on this passage.
In January of this year, there was a Sri Lankan fishing boat taken hostage by a boat from Somalia. I think there were 9 fishermen on it, and they all got released, but the Sri Lankan authorities had to get involved. So it's not unheard of. We're 500 miles from the Seychelles. It's not unheard of for Somali pirates to be this far out. So, what are you going to do, Ivan? Are you going to save us? What do we do?
Well, I've got my tong and stick. Get the flares. Get the spear gun.
That looks like a fishing boat.
It does look like a fishing boat.
It does look like a fishing boat.
But
yeah.
I'm sure pirates look like fishing boats too. So I get the get your spear gun.
They tend to have quite fast dinghies, I think, nowadays.
Yeah. Oh.
But they're dropped off by a mothership.
Yeah.
I think this is probably fishermen.
I think it is too. Let's get the spear gun.
They would come up and they'd probably be. You see them probably waving guns as well.
I don't think
Interesting, he has just turned away and he's given up the ghost. I don't think he thinks he can catch us, and he's right. We're too fast.
I really enjoyed the interaction between the boats we met on our trip from Thailand to the Maldives. But part of me just thinks, can we be bothered?
Nice pair of undies above your head there, Rach.
I hope so. I wish there were more.
So last night I noticed the port exhaust was steaming up a little bit, like it had been sitting at about 2,000 revs. Not a good sign. It looks to me like there's not enough water coming out the exhaust, which means there's not enough cooling water going through the system, which I suspect is an impeller. So I'm going to duck on inside and change the impeller. And now that I'm in the engine room, I see there's water in the bilge. It's not good, so I'm going to have to look around and see what that is. And I've just checked now and I still can't see any leaks in the saltwater pump. Regardless, I'm going to change the saltwater pump impeller, so I'll switch the engine off and get into it. I have to say, this looks good. Don't see any problem with that at all. Sometimes when you can't see any problem, it can be sometimes the barrel inside can slip. So I'm going to replace it anyway. One of the issues can be if the plate has got grooves in it, but this is smooth, it's really good. Regardless of that, I'm going to use the other side. So definitely going to be good. I'll come back to that later if I need to. Put the impeller back in. And just got to screw it up again. Now while I was putting the faceplate back on, I noticed one of the hoses out the bottom of the hose that goes away from the saltwater pump. At the bottom of it, it's got I think it's a plug you can undo to drain water out of it. It looks like it's rusted out. It looks to me like that's where the leak is. Now if that is the case, I won't do anything about it now until we get to the Seychelles and try and get a spare part for that particular item and pull it apart then. Crikey, is that any better? I don't think so. It looks the same to me and I'm not convinced that's okay. I have to think about this one.
Let's see what you can do.
Oh no! No, I got it.
That just shows you how very, very slow.
Possibly I'm not going.
I'm swimming to the Seychelles. Oh, that's scary.
Actually, I'd quite like to just do a bit of swimming training, just swim with the boat.
Yeah, for a good swim here.
Yeah.
Between the hulls.
I just have bad memories of being mowed down.
So Robert, we finish as we started.
Yeah, far out. So we just had a squall come through It hit 35 knots. We've got the main up only. I dropped the spinnaker about an hour ago.
Oh goodness.
And it came up out of pretty much nowhere, crikey. It was 12, 14 knots, and then it suddenly went 20, and then it went 30, and then 35. So I just turned up into the wind. And I'm just struggling to get traction actually. Back down to 18 knots, so we can sail again.
Going back up again.
We've also got current. There's a strange current that's hit the boat about 15 minutes ago. And I had the motor get back on course. Now it's going to do the same thing again now, but look at it. I can't turn to starboard. Well, there is wind at the sail. We are making progress. Like, yeah, here we go. Slowly turning now. Oh, yeah, we're slowly turning to starboard again. Okay, we're moving again now. 5 knots. Okay. So now the rudder has more traction. Okay, look, it's back to 13, 14 knots of speed now. It's crazy.
That's 13 knots.
13.
That
1,
sounds
3.
like a lot more.
It was 3-0.
Yeah, but it sounds like more.
Yeah, it's the rain. Yeah.
It's our last morning on this passage. We're just coming into the Seychelles now. It's literally only 7 miles away. The sun's coming up. It's not quite the weather we'd hoped for, but we have got wind taking us in and current, which we're fighting at the moment. And there are hills. The hills are alive with rain over there, but great to see hills. And as excited as I am to see the Seychelles, it's also pretty sad too, because Declan's leaving us in about 5 days' time. And although Declan's heading off back to Australia. Declan's heading back to Australia to be with his girlfriend Chanel, and I don't begrudge him that, and I'm really pleased for him. Sorry about that. Pretty intense feelings going on there. I don't begrudge him going because he's going off to have his adventures. But I just know that this is it. But he's not coming back to... Well, he will come back, and he may do a passage with us, but he'll never live with us again, I guess. Well, not for a while at least, unless something goes wrong. So, yeah. He's going off to do some study and, yeah, just find his life. And Finn says, oh, why is he leaving? Why is he leaving? He's got a good thing here. But I have to remind Finn that he left when he was 17 to follow his dreams. And Declan is turning 20 in a few weeks' time. So we've had him a long time. I think we've been really lucky. And he's a great kid. He's our practical thinker. So it's time. It's his time. But talking of following your dreams, it's been a tough week for Finn back in New Zealand. This past week, while we've been sailing, the last chance rowing regatta has been playing out in Lucerne. That's the one that they pick the final crews that are going to the Olympics, the last chance regatta. And it's disgraceful how New Zealand treated their lightweight rowers, not sending a boat, and it's been really hard for them watching, and us, watching that race take place. I know I shed some tears. Finn's been really low this week because he should have been there, and his rowing partner Matt should have been there. And but it is what it is.
he's got things to look forward to. I mean, he's going to the Under-23 World Championships in August in Canada. He was only done 7 weeks of training when they had the trials, so he's not in the single. I'm not sending a double, he's in a quad, which is a different boat for him to row in. He's had to learn how to work with as a team, which I think has been tricky, but it's all good. It's all building resilience. That's what we're doing. We're trying to build resilience, because Lord knows you need it in this life.
Well, congratulations, you've made it to the end of the video again. Thank you. This is the Flowery Shirt Guy here to give you an update on the fundraiser to get Finn to the World Rowing Championships in Canada later this year, and your opportunity to win a chance to come for a sail with us on board for a week. $10, you get that opportunity. We are blown away by the amount of support that's come through. We have met the target and gone beyond it. Any funds above and beyond go towards Finn's rowing costs in general, and there's a long list of that, I can assure you. It stays open till the 21st of July, so just over a week, and we will update you soon after that who the winner is to come for a sail with us. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.